What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I am Dom with the great man, Sauce. Another episode, another week. Episode 212, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Plugging along. It's another big week in sport. There's the big state of origins on at the moment, the decider, the third matchup. So we'll give a few live reactions as things transpire across that.
And it's a happy time in sport, Sauce, as well, as the title says at the top. The first part, not the second part. But funnily enough, once again, it comes to football, the round ball, the world game, and the great man on the left-hand side of me has once again predicted the winner of a major tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the great man, Sauce. That's Spain's got the job done. You said they were the best team. They deserve to win it. After 2 games of the group stage, you said, they'll win it. They look heads and shoulders above everyone else. So you said them in Germany, and unfortunately, Germany had to play them.
Yeah, that should have been the final.
That should have been the final. 100%.
We were robbed of a great final with that matchup. And that was, I felt, the final. Whoever won that, Spain or Germany, they were going on to win the whole tournament. So look, we'll start there. Spain gets the job done over the Poms. We said it was never coming home, and based off the style of play and what they did. I mean, when you felt like they came up against a team that was going to be able to play through the lines a bit better, like Spain were able to do, they wouldn't have enough. I mean, they did well to fight back in the game. They went a goal down. They fought back. Great goal by Cole Palmer comes on. The subs make a difference.
It's just funny, Sauce, that they looked a lot more threatening and dangerous the moment that Kane came off.
Yeah. Jules says on the IG, also done without Pedri. Yeah, that's, a big feat. They had guys, that were not first choice coming in and stepping up. But just goes to show the depth that there is in that Spanish squad. They do, you'd say they have depth in the English squad, but just, I don't know, just the style of play that's installed into that group, it just feels like it's not going to win you. It's not going to win you a major tournament. So I'm not sure. Has Southgate been sacked or
no? He stepped down from the role.
He stepped down, right? So
they're in search of a new manager.
Look, in some ways, right, Dom, it's like, in reference to, say, AFL, Essendon supporter, we've done nothing for 21 years. I mean, you can look at it in that manner. At least they've been able to make some major finals, make some progress and inroads with, as a in major tournaments, England, but just haven't been able to get the job done. And there's the expectation there with the quality of players that they have that they should be winning one of these major tournaments. But yeah, I think someone pointed out also, you see this, the France, Spain's and Italy and these other nations in England not winning them. What does it say about the English talent? It's definitely there. It's just a matter of there's not been, you never see these English teams sort of playing that nice brand of football, nice to watch, easy on the eye, being able to pass the ball through the lines, have good link-up play from their defenders through the midfield into the attack, especially the front third, creating chances. I mean, that's why Spain deserved to win this tournament. And then they were able to create multiple chances in open play and, take those chances. And, yeah, they deserved it in the end, to be honest.
If you're English football, just go out there and go tap Pep Guardiola on the shoulder and say, you've won absolutely everything in football. It's time for you to manage a team and win a World Cup. That's what you do. You look at the team. Foden, Stones, there's another Cole Walker. Like, what are we doing? Grealish, when they actually pick him.
Well, if Pep's the manager, he's getting picked.
100%. Why not? Play that Man City type of football. Good enough to win it. I know Declan Rice is probably Rodri's probably better than Declan Rice in that position, but you do like for likes in their spots. Jeez, tell you what. Yeah, no, they got no Kevin De Bruyne, but they got Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, criticism of these guys has come out of the tournament. Declan Rice not playing enough forward passes for a central midfield player. Jude Bellingham wears the number 10 shirt, and traditionally number 10 shirt is, guy that creates. You think of a guy like Del Piero, wearing the number 10 Totti, those type of players that were able to create for other teammates and score bangers themselves, obviously. Does he create enough in that number 10 shirt for other players? We don't know. Well, obviously not. So maybe that's the evolution to some of these guys in the team, that they need to be able to bring yes, they can do this in their team, in their club team, for the Real Madrid, for the Manchester Cities or whatever that they play. But when they come to the national team, they need to have this other extra something that they need to bring on top of their game from what they're usually expected to do in their club side. So that's the evolution, for that team to can they bring that? It'll be interesting to see who they get as the manager. They've asked Klopp. Klopp's given them a big no deal. There's already that one there.
I just think Guardiola is just like, I just think that'd be perfect, to be honest. Oh, I don't know.
It'd be fit good. Yamal robbed of player of the tournament. Jules on
who to go to in the
IG.
end?
Rodri, I think. So
fair enough.
He had a good tournament.
He did. He did get injured though, and that ended him most, unfortunately. But yeah, Yamal kicked some big goals. Who stepped up big in big moments. I think Rodri was pivotal. He did miss a game through suspension as well. You can make the argument that he was robbed, I guess. He played every game, Yamal. He played well in every game. Some games he played extraordinary, which the semi-final being one of them. Just played out of this world. He's 16 at the time. I think he's 17 now. He just turned 17, so we've got a long time to continue watching this guy play football. And if he's only going to get better from here, which, let's be honest, we think he is, it's going to be pretty exciting to see when he starts getting on in age. You just hope he doesn't get the Pedri Gavi treatment and gets too overused, that they start to break down a little bit because they're playing too much football. That's
yeah.
It's the only thing. They had no Gavi either, Spain, in this team. Like, Pedri got hurt off that challenge in one of the games from who injured him? Was it Rudiger injured him in the game against Germany? He got hurt against someone. I think it was Germany. Was it Germany? I can't remember. But, Pedri didn't play. Roger got hurt in the final. Gavi didn't play at all. Who knows? They got a good side going into the World Cup. They got a young side. The older they get, the closer to the prime a lot of these players get as well. So they're just going to be maybe it's another golden era coming up for Spain in
That's all right.
football.
Well, Doma, we got 2 more years in the World Cups in USA, and they've got a lot to learn. Obviously, after the disaster that was the Copa America final, and what happened there. Obviously, Argentina lifted the cup. Lautaro Martinez, player of the tournament, saved their bacon, nearly scored all their goals. Was definitely the best player for Argentina by far. On another note, 6 players won the Golden Boot in the Euros. I'm not sure if you caught that, Doma. 6 players. I'll just say this, and I will say on record, this is one of the worst. It has been one of the worst international tournaments I've watched in a while. The World Cup was brilliant. The Euros before that was brilliant. This just didn't live up to it. There was only probably 3 games out of the whole tournament that were 3 or 4 games that were really, really, just really top quality football matches to watch and great for the spectator. The rest were just, it's just some ugly football. And teams not willing to take enough risks, I feel. the team that took the most risks in the end, Spain, the way they moved the football and played out from the back, and they were phenomenal and they won it in the end. So yeah, look, it moves on to a big next 2 years to see who's going to be primed and ready, going into the USA World Cup, the next big tournament that's going to be. So it will be a good 2 years, and I think there's still some World Cup qualifiers and all that sort of stuff to play out. So there'll be a bit of that, and I'm sure there'll be some new players that pop up in the next 2 years that might be pushing for selection for their national team too.
Still very, very keen to see who is going to be touted up there in 2 years' time as the best player in the world. I'm very, very interested because there's a lot of players. I know we mentioned it last week in that list at the moment. And the one thing that's so interesting to me, Sauce, and I actually still can't believe it. I honestly still can't believe it. The fact that a player like Vinicius Jr., who more than likely is going to win the Ballon d'Or, is going to have a Ballon d'Or before Kylian Mbappe. He's the best player on the planet.
Some people have got Rodri.
Nah, stop it. Come on, man. Fuck. Stop it. We'll see.
If it happens, don't. I said, I'm just telling you. That's what I've been seeing people.
What if Rodri wins the Ballon d'Or?
Well,
is that what you said? No. If that happens, no, that won't surprise me. No, that won't surprise. I thought people saying he's the best player in the world.
No, but they're saying he might win.
No, he can win the Ballon d'Or. No, he can win the Ballon d'Or. Yes. I thought you meant people being saying he's the best player on the planet.
No.
Come on, mate. Mbappe, it's not even close, to be honest. So
look, he didn't have the best tournament. We'll give him a pass on that, on the mask.
I'm giving him the pass. The mask, it does.
And then he wasn't able to find his feet in the tournament. But France is going to have to be a hell of a lot better if they want to, be competitive and go deep into in the next World Cup. So, look, enough on the round ball game. Anyway, we'll move on. Let's
go to the oval ball game, mate. Your favorite sport in the world, AFL, hasn't been anything short of controversial once again. We'll get into that in a second when we get to the game. But the Cats get the job done on Friday night against the Pies by 20. The Pies are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they could miss the 8. They're only a game out. It's still so close. So it's still up and out arms. But yeah, they are lacking down back, and Collingwood fans that I know that go to a lot of the games and watch them live and everything. They just say defensively they're just not as good. They miss Murphy. They miss another key defender, and Frampton's not cutting it down back there. And yeah, look, that's what that's what the fans are saying, and you can't argue with them. You cannot argue.
The Cats, mate, no Tomahawk, no worries. Since he's gone, they've turned their season around a little bit. So, funnily enough, not to say it's all Tomahawk's fault, but they look a bit more dynamic going forward.
Yeah, and I think also it's part of the coaching down there. He's done well. Obviously, you had Tom Stewart early in the year, always getting tagged out of the game. They've turned him into a midfielder, and mate, it might be the move of the season because he goes in there, gets 28 possessions, lays 5 tackles, gets about 8 clearances, and thanks for coming. And he's a good ball user when he gets it in space. So, it might, all this tagging down back. Now he has to go in the middle, and you're faced with this. Do you want to tag him in the middle, and then he pops out down back? You'll see him when he'll float down back and then become a spare behind the ball. So he's got that free reign to sort of roll off or whatever. And they've moved what they've done, and they've moved Tui back down back, and he's playing this sort of the Tom Stewart role, who was getting tagged every week. So now throwing teams out of whack, they've had an extra sort of position swap to their mix, and it's playing absolute havoc with teams and their defensive structures that they set up against them. So, look, Cats. I just think the Cats they definitely have enough there to to win the flag. Like, now, everyone's saying Swans or Blues, Swans or Blues. Well, Blues have lost 2 in a row, right? And Swans, they've seen they're beatable. So, you can't say anyone. I mean, even if the Lions find their best footy and they finish in the top 4, what's to say that they can't make it there, right? As well. So, look, this season it's an absolute cracker, Doma.
No, it has been absolute ripper. This first game on Saturday, the Hawks with the comeback win against the Dockers, they are just outside the 8, and I think they'll make it. I think they're going to make it. The Hawks, they're playing good football at the moment, so well done to all the Hawk supporters out there. The Swans towered up north by 79 points. I don't know if you saw, it was like 3 goals 6 to 3 goals 2 at quarter time. And then it went 7 goals to zip in the second quarter, I think. The Swans kicked.
They turned on the afterburners.
So they burned us.
Well,
And then
they knew the way you've been playing. They got to put you to get to bed in the first half, because if they kept you in the game,
who knows? You just don't know.
Who knows what's going to happen, right? It happened to them the week before. They were against St Kilda, up 30 plus points, and they came back. So it's the way you got to play those teams if you're the better side.
The Dogs, as you mentioned before, the Blues lost, so the Dogs get a 14-point win over Carlton, 100-86. They're so inconsistent, the Dogs. They're one of those teams, you don't know what you're going to get on the day. So they're just causing upsets left, right, and centre, to be honest. So great win for Dogs fans. So you'll take that one. Saints back to their great form. The Crows get the job done by 32 points there. The D's beat the Bombers by 17. I was actually quite surprised by this. The conditions were disgraceful, but in saying that, I'm a bit surprised.
I tipped Essendon last week, right, Doma? And I'll be honest, and I've got witnesses. I was on the way to a dinner. I'm not happy because the wife booked a dinner on the Saturday night. Essendon was playing. I was not happy at all. But you know what? It worked out in my favour because we played absolutely shite. And on the way to the dinner, I seen the rain, right? And I was driving, and the dinner happened to be in Richmond, right next to the G. So I'm like, well, this is a live weather report if there's ever been one. Right, 6:30 at night, the rains start to open. I'm like, Essendon will lose. And I turned to my wife and I said, we will lose tonight. We will lose. And I knew straight away when it started raining, we were losing that game.
You better hope it doesn't rain in September.
Well, if it rains, you can't put Peter Wright in the team if it's an open roof. Let me just tell you that, because the bloke is absolutely useless. I mean, I love him to death. And he's a marvel specialist, is what I like to call him. When he's under the roof, he's good. He's good. When he puts out in the open conditions, and the dew, his marking technique ain't the crispest marking technique you've ever seen. He doesn't one clunk him most of the time. So he's useless. And he got subbed out on Saturday night. The D's were more harder at the ball. They deserved to get the win because, we weren't hard enough around the ball. In wet conditions, you got to be contested, hard at the ball. Weren't able to do it. And the D's, got the job done. And that scoreline flatters us a bit because the D's took the foot off the gas in the last 10 minutes and let us get a flurry of goals that makes it look respectable, the 17 points. But it was a lot worse than that. Disappointing. Disappointing, Dom. I think they thought they had the game won before they walked on the field. They got a lot of players out. Oh, yeah, we should go on there and beat them. And they didn't play with the same urgency they did the week before against the Pies.
Got done. Not good.
Not good at all.
Next one up, we had Suns defeating Port Adelaide by 14 points. So job done there. The Giants get the win against the Tigers now. So there was an incident in this game. A tackling incident. Which you are absolutely in awe of the penalty that Bedford copped.
Game's done. If we're given 3 weeks for that, right? 3 weeks for that. What is this game? What is he supposed to do? He's streaming out of a pack, Taranto. He's done one of those sort of lunging dive tackles. Bedford is a much smaller player, so he's hanging on. He's dragging him down with all his body weight. What do you want him to do? That there is actually, in my eyes, in the AFL that I've known growing up, the perfect tackle in that situation. The perfect tackle. It's not a free kick. It's just a ball up, and that's it. He got tackled as soon as you grab the ball. He tackled him at the perfect, pin the arms, right, so that he can't get the handball out. And he hasn't really, it's not like he's dumped him. He's lunged and he's just pulled him to the ground. Yes, he's got a head knock and he's ended up concussed. But, mate, if you're gonna start ruling out that, right, then why aren't we ruling out, in terms of his concussion and that? And this is the reason why they're giving 3 weeks for that tackle as a suspension. Why aren't we ruling out when a guy knees a guy in the back of the head when they take a mark, Doma? You know what I mean? Like, how's that not a bad thing? Or how are we not ruling out the knee into the ribs that nearly, wiped out Petrarca from his career? Could have potentially not played again, right? Where does it stop? Where does it stop? And this is why the people that say, oh, they get paid too much money, this and that. Well, this is where my point of view, there needs to be some leeway. Maybe they should earn more money, Dom. And there needs to be a guise of, you need to understand you're entering this getting paid a good amount of money. Obviously, if you can have a good career, it's you set them up in a way that teach them to, not blow all their money, these players, I understand, but set them up that it's, you play this, you can have a 10-year career. You could be 10 to 15-year career. You could be set for life. Now, there's also the other realm of things that things could go wrong, right? You could get cop too many concussions, have to retire like a Tom Murphy, have to retire like an Angus Brayshaw. No, not Angus Brayshaw. The other Brayshaw is not Angus.
Or is it? Angus, yeah.
It is Angus, right, from Melbourne, right? Have to retire like him. So there needs to be some guys of understanding that you're playing a brutal sport, right? You're not playing you're not going out there playing netball. You're not going out there playing like basketball where it's not as bad, right? There needs to be some guys that you're gonna get hurt. It's just the game. It's great that they've ruled out the behavior of the 80s and 90s and all that sort of stuff where we're seeing, cheap shots, punches to the back of the head, ear massages when players are going for the marks, all that sort of stuff, right? That's dog stuff. But when tackles, like that, how is that, like Bedford, how the hell is that a 3-week suspension? Where does it stop? You know what I mean? Like, if it's pretty much now, admittedly, I'm not sure if you've seen the Charlie Cameron one, Dom. I mean, he copped 3 weeks as well. That one's pretty stupid by Cameron because he's going nowhere. He's backpedaling. You don't need he sort of push him over and dump him to the ground. And, maybe, we heard mentioned that the player who he pushed over, he had a head knock or concussion 4 weeks ago. Now, obviously, if you've already had a concussion 4 weeks ago, even though you're 4 weeks down the track, I guarantee you're going to be more prone to being able to get concussed at a easier amount of force than before, right?
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. It's literally the way it works. It's the reason why when you see, why fighters and boxers and all that, they have such a long period between, their fights. MMA fighters, same, right? Unless obviously they do like a 1 second knockout, then they're in their ring, could be in the ring 2 weeks later, right? First round knockout. So there's that. But yeah, Cameron's was silly. Probably did he deserve 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks? But you know what? It was pretty silly. Bedford won. The game's lost to me. Dom. I
don't know. I just don't understand the severity of the penalty is equal to both of those players. I'm actually baffled by the criteria in the matrix and whatever the hell they use when they check boxes on severity and intent and this and that. I actually don't understand how both of those incidents are equivalent to the exact same amount of time on the sidelines. Like,
And both challenged and upheld.
yeah, like you said, maybe the Cameron one could have gone down to 2 games. I get it, but Bedford getting 3 games
Bedford shouldn't have even got
for a
suspended.
great tackle. He didn't drive him into the ground. The guy's coming out of the thing in blistering pace, and it looks like it's a bit wet on the ground, mate. Like, so he's tackled him, and they've gone down.
It's the
It's just a
momentum
great
of
tackle.
him lunging and holding on, and then that being too much for Taranto to keep running with, so he collapses to the ground, and the way he's grabbed him, unfortunately, the side of his head hit the turf.
What is happening in this sport? Oh, it's just ridiculous. Anyway,
Thomas, we're gonna, look, we hope that things reform a bit, but I don't know if they will be. Like, the game's being lost. The fabric of what they made this game so great is being lost. And when players, when skills of players, I wouldn't say are at an elite level, or there's many players in the AFL where they're more athletes than actual their skills.
they're footballers. I understand.
You know what I mean? There's not really footballers; they're just athletes, right?
Yeah.
And when the skills aren't there, and then you're taking away some of the fabrics of what made this game great in the tackling, the ferocity in it. I understand ruling out the bump and the shirt fronts, that sort of stuff. All that, like, that's understandable, right? But then, where does it? As I said, Doma, where does it stop? It starts with this. All of a sudden, now you can't. Jamie Elliott can't sit on guys' heads anymore, and Bobby Hill can't. Take big speckies, and Liam Ryan can't sit on guys' shoulders anymore.
Let's just get it to touch footy, mate. I think we're seeing enough. Let's get it to touch footy. Like, that's it. It's a joke. Honestly, watching the Origin right now, watching the Origin right now.
I know.
It's mind-boggling how that tackle on Taranto is 3 weeks, and these guys, I understand it's a different sport, but they literally are beating the living suitcases out of each other.
Yes, they run head first, and then bang, get tackled by 3 guys and dumped to the ground.
It's unbelievable. Like, that there's on Collins. That's got to be 3 weeks when he takes him down.
Global, how are we, mate? What do you think, Global, of the recent way the AFL's adjudicating the tackle? So it's a bit of a farce, if you ask me. A blight on the game. It's a joke. The fabric of our great game. Australian rules football is being lost. Doma.
I'll be keen to see what the review of this season is going to be for the Umpires Association and what they're going to do for next year.
The greatest umpiring that's ever been in the history of the game.
Hey.
The other week.
Source, they got rid of the bump. They got rid of the tackle. Soon they'll get rid of kicking. Anything. But you know what we kept? The soul of the game, the fabric of the game, the centre bounce. The one thing that should have gone, it's still there, mate. Because you know why? Because the centre bounce, it's a spectacle because it puts the umpire in the spotlight, not the footballer. The umpires are in the spotlight. That's why the review system's in place, because it puts the umpires in the spotlight. Just think about it. The spotlight's always on the umpires. We're never talking about great footballing moments anymore. It's just all we talk about is umpiring poor decisions and adjudicating. They love it. It's an ego trip for them. Seriously. The last game of last week, Brisbane defeated West Coast by 13 points. Lions are in the top 4, mate.
Yeah, Lions are flying. On that point, the fact that they want to have the grandest and goal review system that gets overused for the piece of crap it is, and they want to have this technology. The fact that they don't have a drone dropping the ball at the perfect height at the same level every time, right in the center, mate. Get the umpires out of there. Yeah, get them out of there. Get the drone to drop the ball and then fly away. And next set of bouncer can do the same thing. Right?
Can I ask why we still got the spider cam? They should have a claw on it, mate. You should put the claw on the spider cam.
There you
It
go.
always sits on top of the umpire for the
Bang.
centre bounce. Just drop the ball.
So you can drop the ball, get a live footage from above. Live footage from above. Mate, get the footage right from above, right? And, mate, you don't even got to have the umpire in there.
Take him out of the game.
Just adjudicate it on the screen, on the spider cam. You'll be right.
That's where the fourth umpire should be, in the bunker somewhere, not on the field.
Well, they already do that. They got an earpiece. They tell them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Anyway. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's a fair point. Yep. Yeah, fair enough. The way they slow the play right down to use as evidence. Yeah, I love it. I love how everything's like, look how bad this situation was. Let's put it in literally super duper slow-mo where it looks like the guy's whole body, you see his rib cage rattle when he gets a bump because it's in the slowest motion of all time, where it looks 150,000 times worse than real-time footage. You can see here clearly by the super duper slow-mo that he tried to hurt him. No, played in real time, mate. He's just got his eyes for the football. And because of momentum, because the game last time I checked is not played in super slow-mo, and the reaction times that these AFL players need are literally split second to make a decision.
AFL and the world game, the round ball with the VAR system, it's the same shit when they do that thing.
Split second decisions. These guys, yeah, there it is. Global, yes, correct. They haven't got much time. Just think about that, ladies and gents. That's what the evidence for a lot of these, for the tribunal, is based on. Super duper slow-mo. Anyway, let's get to this week.
Ridiculous.
Because the season's on the line for the Bombers in 6th, to be honest. They play the Crows in Adelaide. At Marvel. Who have you got?
Essendon, we're going to bounce back. I'm going to have some belief, Doma.
I'm going to tip the Bombers too.
Essendon.
Giants v Suns.
Giants.
I'm going Giants as well. Saints, Eagles at Marvel.
Saints.
I'm also going the Saints. Hawthorn versus Collingwood at the MCG. Wow. 13th versus 12th source.
Yeah, 13th versus 12th, but both on 36 points.
Yes. Both one game out of the 8.
So big game. Oh, this is a tough one.
This is a tough tip.
I'm going to go.
D'Ambrosio injured for Hawthorn. He's had a good season for the Hawks.
Pies.
Ooh, I'm going Hawthorn because I've backed them a shit ton this season.
Yeah.
I'm going with them again. So
they got to bounce back them.
Cats versus Dogs at GMHBA. The Cats up into 3rd.
Cats.
I'm going Cats as well. Port Adelaide versus Richmond in Adelaide. That's Port for me.
Port Adelaide, come on.
Not even a question. Oh, wow. This is a ring-a-ding-ding, this one. Brisbane Lions versus Sydney Swans at the Gabba. Whew. Brisbane haven't been too good at the Gabba.
They can get rolled there.
This is going to be a cracker. This is Sunday, 1:10 p.m. This is an absolute cracker of a game.
Sunday, 1:10. Oh, okay. I'm going to go with Sydney.
Oh, this is tough. Heaney back this week, isn't he?
Brisbane coming back from the Perth trip. Long flight.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going Sydney. Yeah, it's done enough for me. Got me over the edge there. Dockers, Melbourne, Optus. Back in the Dockers. And then the 4:40 game on Sunday, the Blue Baggers, who are in terrible form, come up against the New Age North Melbourne Football Club. I know they got done by Sydney, but at Marvel, North just needs to get back on track to where they were.
Clarko.
Punch on here,
See,
mate, in the origin source.
down
There
this
is a
purpose.
huge
Hey,
punch
they're
on.
going off.
It's spilled over the sidelines here.
Punch on galore.
It's gone in. Oh, over the sidelines here. Oh, it's on.
The camera crew's right in there.
I reckon this could get out of control here.
Look at the camera.
Don't hit the equipment, gents. It's going to be a very hefty fine if you destroy one of those cameras. Yeah,
they won't tee off.
They got to have the thing on, surely. They got the mute button on the cameras. So they don't get the audio. What's happened here? Let's have a look. Luau. Oh, Daly Cherry Evans. Push to the face. Oh, my days.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go. It's on.
Cherry Evans started it.
Oh. And then Valentine Holmes. He wanted nothing to do with that. And he's just come and given the cheap shot from behind.
Who's getting sin bin?
Put them all in there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you've not got the origin on, get it on. Watch it.
It's a decider. It's nil all.
It's absolutely fiery as hell.
They're just trying to punch on with each other. This guy, he's got a split lip. He's bleeding. Oh, it's on, Source. It's on. Anyway, Global says, in all seriousness, how good is the competition that it's so close? It's actually amazing. But let's be honest. All we care about, who is the tip for the North versus Pies? We're $5.50. In the first half of the season, we would have been $13.
At Marvel.
They're $1.15, the Blues.
Carlton.
All right. I'm tipping the Kangas. Speaking of the Kangas, mate, they've been a bit slack, the Roos. I'll tell you why they've been a bit slack. Go through my emails here. Where is it? North Melbourne. Where are they? I just want to know where my membership package is for my son. That's all I care about. He's a member source, the little guy. He wouldn't have an absolute clue of what the hell is happening.
Oh, no. Players got sent to the bin. Jeremy Nanoi, 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Oh, no.
You spud. Well, he's not a spud, but jeez. Why do they do this, Doma?
I don't know. They just love the punch on. Oh, I don't care.
Queenslander.
I like it.
Queenslander. All right, Doma. What's on next?
We're all over the place here. I'm just trying to get my membership back through North Melbourne, mate. Sent to my home.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
They got to get their shit sorted, mate. They should know I'm the number one ticket holder. I'm like Ricky Ponting, mate. I'm on that level of support for North Melbourne. Yeah, tip North. That's it. Let's get the ladder up. The production's a bit all over the shop here because we've got a bit distracted by the punch on in the origin. So apologies for those that are listening because it was an absolute cracker. Just getting into each other. Cherry Evans is pleading his case. You got to send him to the sin bin. Come on. I don't think they did. Anyway, here's the ladder source. Swans on top. Blues second. Cats third. Then we've got the Lions, Dockers, and Essendon all on equal points. Then we've got the Giants, D's, Port on equal points with 40. And then we have the Dogs, the Suns, the Pies, and the Hawks all on equal points on 36. So it is extremely close up into 13th to make it to the finals. So, unbelievable. Next thing on the list is F1. We have a race this week, Source. It is the Hungarian Grand Prix. That is on at, if it wants to load for me, 11 p.m. on Sunday. So tune into that one, the 21st of July. Global said he's done his ladder prediction and he has Essendon finishing 5th. Well, good luck. You'd hope you finish there. Yes, tune in for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Sauce, I'll throw to you for some UFC.
Yeah, Donna, UFC. Obviously over the weekend, big carb. UFC Fight Night, Namajunas against Cortez. I'll run through a few of the main card results. You had Julian Erosa defeating Christian Rodriguez in featherweight bout with a submission inside round 1. Then you had Gabriel Bonfim defeating Engel Lusa, third round decision in the welterweight division. Then this was a cracking fight, probably the fight of the night, as marked here. Juan Silva against Drew Dober, TKO, doctor stoppage. Drew Dober's had a very, very big cut above the eye, but Juan Silva, he fought 2 weeks ago, Doma, and he won pretty easily, but in a manner that he didn't take much damage. And he steps in 2 weeks later on another card and fights. So this guy's had 2 fights in 2 weeks. That's in 3 weeks.
Jesus.
Or 2 fights in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, which is unbelievable.
Shit.
Look out for him in the lightweight division. One Silva. He's up and coming. Then you had Muslim Shakalov defeating Santiago Ponzinibbio with a split decision over 3 rounds. And then in the main event, you had Rose Namajunas defeating Tracy Cortez with a unanimous decision over the 5 rounds. Namajunas back to some of her best stuff, just picking apart Tracy Cortez, showing her that, she was the better striker. She was better on the ground overall. So big props to Namajunas and getting back on the winners list. Doma, this weekend, I won't read through the card, but we've got UFC Fight Night, Lemos versus Yandaroba for the women's strawweight. In the women's strawweight bout, the number 3 ranked Amanda Lemos against Verena Yandaroba, the number 5th ranked, both Brazilian women. And then the second or co-main event sort of fight is Brad Tavares against Won Young Park in the middleweight. So tune in. That kicks off from 10 a.m. The main card. The prelims kicks off from 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Check your local guides for the times for your time zone.
Beautiful. Very nice, Saucy. All right, let's get into some hobby talk. A couple things. We'll start with this one before we get to the big story in the hobby. All right, let's see if it loads. Here we go. Some select Premier League. Look at this. Mosaic Sucker, just for sauce.
Very nice.
Right here. Base set sticks with selects trademark structure, mezzanine, and finally their field level. He's Cole Palmer, scored obviously in the Euro final. Tie-dye zebra and black. In there for parallels. He's Kaoru Mitoma, zebra, Harlan Patch Autos, Anthony Gordon, Visionary. So you got 5 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, 12 boxes per case. Release date is July 10, so it is out. And here we go, Sauce, the checklist. You know what we care about.
Have a look. Let's have a look. Straight to the autos.
Who are we looking for? Michael Owen, Liverpool auto. That's nice. Yap Stam, Ballack, Ashley Cole, Gary Neville.
Tell you what, they must have that many Bacare Sanya autos because he's in absolutely everything.
He's in everything. He's in everything, mate, isn't he? What do we got here? Select signatures. Nani, Alexis Sanchez, Arsenal, Sauce.
Maybe.
Tris Evra. Teddy Sheringham.
Nice.
Play for United as well. Sheringham. Signatures, checklist. Andrea Nana. Harry Maguire. Oh, no. Mark Viduka, Newcastle. There you go, Sauce.
Won't even be there. Yeah,
the Dukes?
Yeah, the Dukes is prone to signing those because it's sticker. He's prone to signing the stickers, not
there you go.
the best.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Man United.
There you go. I'm not sure if you'd want him in the Man U kit. Jeez, rather in the AC.
Come on, mate. Stop talking shit. That's it with the autos. That's it.
I'm
Done.
not. I'm not really. I'm not going to say I'm sold on the auto checklist. You got Kevin
I'm
De Bruyne is
sold.
in there. You got Haaland,
I'm sold, mate. They got Craig Bellamy.
Bobby Zamora, mate. Look at Big Bobby Zamora.
Bobby Zamora, yes.
Florent Malula's a good one for Chelsea fans.
Yep. Harry Redknapp, Sean Goder. Who else we got?
I seen Cisse there.
Yeah, here.
Here we go.
Jibril Cisse.
He scored some absolute cracking goals.
Glenn Johnson. I remember when Liverpool fans used to say that he was like one of the best defenders in the world.
Yes,
He was playing in the same era as freaking Nemanja Vidic. These guys are idiots, if you ask me. Absolute clowns. I've got no idea about football. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not exactly great. Jack Wilshere for Arsenal.
Yeah, look.
Van Persie. It's an Arsenal auto, mate.
Oh yeah, all right. I'm looking. Yeah. I've got a Van Persie auto, so I've got one. It's enough for me.
Very nice. Next up,
won the title for you.
Exactly right. Shouldn't have got rid of him.
Yeah, I know. We gave him straight to you, and he kicked 20 goals that season. Won you the title.
Yep. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Here it is. Melbourne Card Fair. Here's the tickets.
Get your tickets. There you go. Try booking.
$20 for the early bird. That's to get in at 9 a.m. If not, the event starts at 10. You can pay $6 online or you pay $10 at the door. Afternoon entry after 12 p.m. Is free, I think. So there you go.
Yeah, maybe. There you go.
But it's at 109 Munster Terrace, North Melbourne. So come and check it out. Saucy has been at the last couple. I haven't been able to get there, but I will be there this week, Sauce, with you. I'll make it my return. I can finally go through the vet boxes there that Shane has with the on-card autos.
Global says, I'm waiting for Card Show Melbourne. Mate, Card Show Melbourne is dead and buried, mate. That's never popping up again.
Le Mans Show Melbourne.
Yeah, look. Well, you never know what to believe on the internet, right? So, yeah, look. We know of the organizer here. We've also spoken about him on this show. Yeah, look. Let's just say I'm not going to mention
it. That show is cooked.
The show.
Let's just say that show is cooked.
Yeah, it ain't coming back. It ain't coming back. There was another show that was supposed to come out, be in July, but I think it's got postponed. I can't remember what it was. I've got to find it again.
Have you got anything on anything on Tricon?
I have no idea, but I can have a look on the website.
Wait, have we missed that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. Tricon. I don't know what's happened there. Because that was this time last year, I'm pretty sure.
It says
Comic-Con soon, says Global.
Oh, that was 2023. Oh, their website doesn't even exist anymore.
Is it LunaCon? Maybe it's changed to.
Maybe it's changed. I don't know. I know that's the news. But I thought what was going on was the person who organized the Tra Con was branching out into more of event space. This is what I've understood. And the other people that took over the car shop and they renamed the card shop. So
okay.
I actually don't know what's the latest with that, and I haven't seen anything posted for a while. So if I do, we'll update. We'll update on the next show if I see anything, Doma. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Well, the last thing we've got in hobby talk, and the most interesting thing, of course, also you're going to talk to this. As it says, scams still rampant, and this one is an absolute ripper. What have you
Yeah,
got?
Doma. So essentially, I've been across the socials, and obviously I'm in the Tyson Beck Discord. There's been someone uh, doing absolute dodgy business over eBay to people, uh, uh, to buying people's Stephen Curry cards in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Seems as though they go after his Curry cards, which hold a pretty hefty value. And what essentially they do is they buy the card over eBay, and then they do a chargeback, get the card and then do a chargeback. And has done it to quite a few people, over 10 people, and has scammed them, out of money and out of their card. It's just crazy that this is still happening today, on eBay, and nothing, these people get away with it. This person ended up changing their Instagram page and everything. Here we go. I'll see if I can share this, Doma. I can share it, right? So I'll share this. This is from Tyson's Discord. So there's attention community sports card scammer, and this was their on Instagram, Lauren _ no love, but they've changed it since then. And he says she's constantly contacts people I share mail days of, and now has purchased cards from multiple members of my community, receives the cards, confirms she has received them, then processes a chargeback, and each time is in possession of the card and steals the seller's money. She has now been caught, as she has listed the stolen card on eBay today. So on, so on, so on. And as the story evolves, it's then found out that this a few examples of what Tyson shared in his Discord, and pretty much what ends up happening is these people get duped out of their money, and the Stephen Curry card. It's now happened to, I think, over 10 people, or she's reached out to more people than that, but I think she's scammed 10 people or something like that. So what happened with the stolen cards? Yeah, I'm not really sure. And this is the crazy thing that I want to speak to is, now in this day and age where eBay's aware of what a moneymaker cards is. eBay's aware of, the high price that some of these cards can demand. eBay's got the authentication process and all that sort of stuff in place because it wants to, help legitimize the hobby, and the collectibles and so on. But then they still allow this sort of rubbish to happen, right? She's doing a chargeback, obviously through her credit card or stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know if she's reaching out to them privately and then paying somehow and then doing a chargeback. I'm not sure of the ins and outs, but we've all heard of this before on people selling a card on eBay, then they saying, oh, I didn't receive it, this and that, and then but you say no, it did get delivered, and they're open to dispute, and in the end they side with the buyer that he never got the item, even though the package shows that it was delivered, right? On the tracking side of things on your end as the seller. So we've heard of this scam, happening to numerous people before on eBay, and the fact that it's still going on today is just nuts. And the fact that this person's obviously targeting quite a high value card. I mean, I think I don't. I could be wrong. Anyone who may know the answer throw it in the comments. But Tyson Beck will sort of, his Stephen Curry cards, the auto sort of will start from the price range of around 1,200, or 1,400, I think around there, right? So, you're looking at that, and then it's getting sold on the secondary market. So, then they're sort of, she's buying it and then doing a chargeback. So, there's people that end up losing their card, and they're losing, what would be at least $1,500 or something of that nature. It's just a grime act, and you just, this is why, as much as we don't like talking about this stuff, I mean, it needs to be talked about. People may not have heard of this scam before, or heard of this, being able to be or this being able to happen. You may have never heard of it. So it's important that you're aware of this sort of stuff, because you never know, the day comes where you want to sell a card, and you sort of, it's hard to find a buyer, and you chuck it on some Facebook pages, but really to reach the mass audience, and you want to sell it because you need the money for one purpose, or maybe it's gone up in value and you want to get rid of it and buy some other things or other cards or whatever it may be. You may have to turn to eBay. You may have to turn to a PWCC or something of that nature, even though you might not like them, and sell it on there, right?
PWCC. We can't turn to them.
PWCC.
Yeah,
No, where they literally do not give a shit about your cards and throw them around like they're coasters. Not them.
If we have to go there, we're absolutely finished. We have to go to that.
No, yeah. Look, so you're forced to use those platforms to move the card on. So you just got to be aware that this could happen, and it's sad that it's butted its head in the Tyson Bet community, and Tyson's done a good thing in calling it out, and obviously reporting some of this stuff to eBay, because he's got some connects at eBay. But whether they care too much, who knows? We'll see. But yeah, it's just shocking behavior, Domo, and it just goes to show that still, here we are talking 3 years in the doing this podcast, still talking about this, the same
old shit.
Yeah.
Same old shit. Just scammers doing scammer things. It's terrible. Hello, Maddie. How are you? Hope you're being well. He says he's chilling with Lincoln and Jordan tonight, and his grandson Luca.
Oh, very nice.
Very Beautiful. Nice. How's the little man going? Hopefully he's going well. He says he's not buying stuff at all at the moment. He's having a break. I think it's a good time to have a break, to be honest. I do.
Fair enough, mate.
Just in terms of just suss out the market, see what it's like. Just try and go to card shows and just enjoy the hobby with people. Just try and do that. That's my advice.
Don't always have to be buying stuff to enjoy the hobby, mate.
Exactly right. Exactly. You're on the money source. You don't have to be. And that's the biggest misconception. I say this, and I'm going to the show on Sunday, and I'm going to buy stuff. But I'm buying 20 card source that should not cost me more than $5. It's just I need to collect some Team Coach base cards to complete the set for my son. That's all I need to do. Because one thing that I noticed, if you head over to our YouTube now, there's a box battle between Sauce and I. We open a box of Footy Stars. It is the most remarkable box opening and box battle probably we've ever done.
It
is honestly remarkable.
We were left in shock.
You'd have to go into the comments, ladies and gents, and you need to let us know who won, because we're still speechless. We're speechless the way that it panned out. So there's the little teaser for that. So go check that one out. And I opened up Team Coach after I opened this Footy Stars. That's not filmed. I just opened that in my own time. Now, the Footy Stars source, I got a complete base set when we did that box battle. I opened the Team Coach, and I was missing around 26 cards. And then my sister just happened to have a couple packs that she opened. She just bought them from the newsagent. And in a couple of those packs, 6 of the cards that I needed for the base set were in there. So I was able to help build the collection. But 26 cards missing from that. So I'm going down Melbourne Card Fair and I'll get them sorted on Sunday, which is interesting. So Matty Tabe says the market is all over the place at the moment. Bloody is, I tell you. People finding absolutely anything that they can do. So the other thing, we finally, here's another teaser for you. It'll be coming out soon, but we sat down with Tyson Beck. Yes, 2 years, a year and a half since he had a standalone episode on this podcast. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a year and a half. And I think we spoke for close to 2 and a bit hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours. Ripper chat. It was good to get some insight onto what's happening next with Tyson, everything that he's done up until that point. And to be honest, we're pretty conserved. We probably could have gone 6 hours with him if we had to get. Well, we usually spend about 6 hours on a stream with him in the green room pre and post show anyway.
Just on 2 hours it was, Doma.
2 hours. And then I reckon we spent another hour and a half talking to him pre and post show. So close to 4 hours for us. And he's doing really well at the moment. So when that drops, definitely check it out. We spoke about a fair few things that have happened with him over the last year and a half. And yes, we did talk about the Tom Brady incident. So he gives a good insight into that, into what happened on that night and the lead up to that and stuff that's happened since. So it's very interesting and stuff that Sauce and I had missed in the hobby. So in terms of news. So definitely check that out when that drops. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for that, share this around to everyone.
Hang on, go on.
And then go watch the box battle and decide what the hell was going on in that.
Yeah. What did he tell? What did he tell us in this? Because we actually didn't bring this up in the actual show, right? Because he told us about this pre-show when we asked him, do you mind us asking you about the Tom Brady situation? And he said, no, you can ask me, some questions and things about it. So we went into it a little bit in the show and what happened, and people may not know. So go watch the show for any reference when it comes out, about the Tom Brady. But something similar. So this gives you an idea what happened. Something similar happened, and which we actually missed this, and this happened
Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Let them watch it because we did bring it up in the show, didn't we? Or we didn't.
No, I don't think we brought it up. I think that was post show or pre show. I don't think we talked about it in the show.
No, it was post show. Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up. It was post show.
So I'm going to bring it up. We didn't talk about it in the show. I'm confident of that. But this, happened later. Post what happened to Tyson at the Tom Brady, and this happened at an event in Miami. Here we go. This is an article from obviously the New York Post. Tom Brady fans fume over botched autographs after shelling out $3,600 for event. So essentially, you bought these tickets to this event, and then you could get an item signed that you bought along. And imagine this, right? Literally, you bought along a Super Bowl ticket, right, that Tom Brady played in or won a Super Bowl, and look at the auto he's putting on it. Look at the auto, Doma. Look at it.
It's disgraceful.
Right? This is his actual auto here, ladies and gentlemen. They show his proper auto. That's his proper auto there on that ball. Close that. That's his proper auto. And he's gone and, look, game-worn boot. Signed it. Absolutely terrible. Look at this.
Like, I think it's a rookie ticket. There's like a rookie ticket where he first game
debut
played
game or something like that.
Yeah,
Super Bowl ticket, ticket stub, and the boot. Maybe it's not that bad. You can rub it off the boot, but on the ticket stub, that's now ruined forever. And you never know. That alone, just without the autograph, is probably worth $1,000 or couple hundred, 2,000. Could be worth more, right?
Didn't Tyson mention that PSA said they wouldn't even authenticate any items from this
event? They would not authenticate any items from this event. And he's pretty much been strong armed by fanatics and in another situation post the
Crown event.
the Crown event here in Melbourne, and same things happen to people in Miami, but he's gone ahead and ruined people's collectibles. Which is just crazy. I mean, it's just crazy that, Fanatics is supposed to be all for the hobby and this is what they go do. I mean, why don't they just say we want to cut?
Happened.
We want to cut, and then he can sign the items. Like, just nuts. That's what the decision that Fanatics has chosen to do in this situation. Not only with Tyson, but here with these people that paid $3,600 for this event in Miami. Just
mind-boggling.
Crazy. So yeah, as I said, once again, there's another one. Just be mindful. If you're going to pay for anything big, Tom Brady, understand Fanatics owns his ass. Fanatics owns his ass. So they have, if they don't say it's okay, well, you ain't getting no autograph or what you've been guaranteed in that package. So yeah, really
PSA
really,
and authenticating shit.
Yeah, if it ain't PSA authenticated, don't bring them my way. That's what we say on this show. As the great Kendrick Perkins took an absolute bag for making that Instagram post. If you're not aware how that went down, he took an absolute bag. They were like, hang on, we got left go with the PSA on TNT or whatever the hell. We got to weigh in here. Let's go through left go. Tell him to get Perk to do this. Get his Perks connect. Boom, hit up Perk. Hey, Perk will give you, a bit of this, bit of that, a bit of money in some bag. Just make a post and say, if it ain't PSA, don't bring it my way. And then, boom, everyone wants PSA. It's all over, the mainstream channels of
just great marketing, great business.
Hey, brilliant by
Give
PSA.
that to Nat Turner. I give it to Nat Turner. The marketing was unbelievable. His policies and procedures, on the other hand, to be questioned, mate. I still can't believe, Source, the 3 years, in the peak of the hobby. This is a guy that, like, you're a business owner and you own a multi-million-dollar company. I still can't believe he didn't come on the show. During the whole it and a bit with PSA and everything that was happening, and I just can't believe he didn't come on the show. And he went on so many shows, Source, and they asked him so many kiss-ass questions. Fuck.
They did.
And we weren't even going to ask him questions that were like trying to bury him. It was genuine questions that people in the hobby wanted answers to. And he could have clarified and cleared up everything, even if he bullshitted on the show.
He would have done a Tyler hit, just bullshit it to everyone and then just sell out.
Oh, fuck. Made us look like clowns, didn't he? Tyler hit. Another lemon.
What a sellout. What a sellout.
Yeah, at least he's driving Ferraris and stuff, so who's
why not? Why not? Go for it, brother. No, I'm just saying. It's funny. And this is why you learn as you go along.
You live and you learn.
You got to take things with a grain of salt when people tell you certain things in this hobby, right? Because they'll tell you one thing, especially when it comes to these grading companies and these people trying to take your money off. People trying to take your money off what is important in this hobby, which is the whole point of it, is to collect the cards, right?
Remember how many people gave us cards to submit, Source, and we actually reimbursed people money.
No. Yeah, they gave us money,
for example.
And we literally we sent 2 subs, and after that, we turned around and said, "This company's a piece of shit."
We could have done a Mark's card. We could have done a Mark's card.
Well, yeah, there you go. Could have done a Mark's cards and not fucking done nothing. Just done nothing with the cards.
We could have sold all the cards and said, "Oh, they got lost by a HGA." Mark's cards. Oh my god! I tell you, shit, I'm being serious. Any other person in the hobby like that, they would have done something like that. Just like he will run in the bulk sub. Let's be honest. Seriously,
I think that's not the second time.
How many people have done it? I'm just saying. I'm saying
That's
this
not the
because how many
second time.
people actually did it?
I've done it with another person as well, with our, other
Another
subgroup
sub,
that we've
another
had,
subgroup.
which we no longer do because we don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what the hell's
If
going
they're
on
still in
anywhere in
business,
Aussie.
I don't know. Are they, Tom? We don't know.
Who was the other one? Who's the other one in Australia? Was it CGA? Were they?
CGA, yeah.
Yeah, fuck. They didn't even want to come on the show. That was hilarious. Wouldn't even promote your brand on a hobby podcast. Oh, I couldn't believe that. And then what was who's the other one? There's three. It's like
TCG rating.
no. There's another one
rating.
that did like AFL. Renmark.
Yeah, Redmark, but that was a joke.
They grade your cards and put them in screw downs. So,
and they ruin your card too. You grade it and ruin it.
Yeah, then they probably ask for a cleaning service. They can probably clean your card too. Who knows? Fuck. Anyway, it's been good fun, and we're still going. Hello, Magda. You tuned in right at the end. Oh yes, we'll see you at the card fair. I better make sure your cards are literally right here. I can see them, so I'll grab those Tyson Beck signed cards for you. So perfect. You probably missed it, Magda, but we interviewed Tyson Beck. That episode will be coming out very soon, so you can look forward to that one.
Yeah, over the next week we'll release it.
On that note, Source, I think we're done and dusted. Let's wrap it up. Double coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Source. And peace out.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.